Coach Dorrel, what went into the decision to not play football next spring?
Yeah, I think there was a lot of factors. I think number one, first and foremost, was the health of our student athletes. And, you know, after talking with Alan and Dr. Schubert, and you look at the conference, what they proposed as a spring schedule, I think it was going to tax our guys to play in the fall, 5 games, play in the spring. And then just the timing of it, when it was, potentially going to end, and then turn around and, maybe only have a couple months and then we're right back here. So that was the number one thing. Number two is I still think there's a lot of uncertainty in spring and what can or potentially couldn't happen. So those are the two biggest factors. But number one was just the health of our players.
I guess I know the ups and downs of putting together the fall schedule. What were your emotions like when it was finally announced and kind of a done deal?
Yeah, it was really exciting for our staff and myself and our team. I'm very thankful to Alan and Drew Long. They worked really, really hard to put that schedule together. There was, so many games on the table, going back and forth, and us and everybody across the country just trying to grab games. So I think it's a really good schedule. I'm still hoping for 1 or 2 more games on there. We're actively trying to seek that right now, and it's just a little bit difficult because some people are still, hey, we're going to go or we're not going to go, but we'll wait and see. But as of what we have right now, I feel very blessed. We're going to have home games. The chance to go to Army it'd be a dream come true for me. One of my highlights always growing up watching football is the Army-Navy game, and it's going to be an unbelievable venue. A huge challenge, obviously. You look at the game Saturday, man, they played really, really well Saturday. And to be able to go to the University of Virginia, Mercer, we've got 3 East Coast road trips, playing SFA. I just think that's going to be so cool for our kids, and our guys are really jacked up. I think it's great for SFA's program and, talking with them and our guys, we obviously have a lot of alumni, both schools in that vicinity. So I'm just really happy with the schedule.
Last week you talked very highly about Dobbins. You said that right now he would be number 2 behind Tyrese. Where does that put Billy McCrary?
Yeah, Billy hadn't practiced much as of right now. So it's just hard for me to answer. So those 2 are the guys we're going to go with. And then Conrad Perry after that is a walk-on. I've been super impressed with him and his toughness. He's been very diverse in what he's doing for us. And he's come a long way in 2 years in our program. So those are the 3 guys we're rolling with.
Has it just been slow getting back from his injury?
Yeah.
Go ahead and expand on that matchup with SFA. What does it just feel like just to go play in the Rangers' old ballpark and experience for that players as well?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good experience. Obviously, I've never been there, but at my old school, we always played a rival at Arrowhead Stadium pretty much every year, and it's a really cool venue. The number one thing is you're going in and you're dressing in their locker rooms, which are usually really, really nice. Neutral site just, I think, adds ambiance to the game. And so my experience in the past has been it's always really cool for both sides, the alumni base. So we're really excited about it. And I think it's, from what I've been told, they set it up for the XFL. I think I'm saying that properly. And I've just heard it's a really cool venue right now.
And going back again with there not being any conference play, at least at the start of the season, your only conference opponent being SFA, how do you feel like it being that opponent given how you battled them back at Wildcat Stadium last season?
Yeah, it'll be a great matchup. I don't know if you had a chance to watch them play over at Utep. I thought they played really, really well for opening game of the season. A tough loss for them, but, their kids competed. They're much improved after 1 year. So it's going to be a really good opportunity for us.
And mentioning that Utep matchup, what have you been seeing from that team after that first week?
Yeah, it'll be really interesting. I'm very excited that we got a chance to watch it on TV. And then I think I'm correct in saying this, there's a way to watch the Texas UTEP game this week. So what I feel really good about is we're going to have 2 films on them. They have changed. Last year they were exclusively an odd defense. This year they're playing more of an even front. They signed a lot of junior college transfer defensive linemen. Thought they were very athletic in the back end. Playing 2 quarterbacks. One of them's more of a thrower. The other one I thought came in and ran the ball really good with the quarterback stuff. So they're a little bit different than they were last year. So it's good to know that before you go into the game.
The Virginia game, I mean, that's a big one that I think caught a lot of eyes.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you guys were able to schedule another D1 school FBS and to be able to go to Virginia and Charlottesville, I mean, what's that experience going to be like on top of going to West Point as well?
Yeah, I think it's going to be exciting for our student athletes and our donors. Obviously, they had a really good year last year in the ACC, and so it's a huge challenge for us. And I just, where we're at right now in our mindset, I know I sound like a broken record, but our guys are just excited to play. And it's never been when I sit down and talk to them and Alan sat down and talked to them, we just, what do you all want out of this season? And it was just, we just want to play. We just want to play. We'd love to have some home games. We'd love to play some in-conference opponents. Obviously, we've gotten one, and it was just, that was the resonating theme. They want to have a great experience this year and just to be able to play.
A week ago we did this, and
Yeah.
there were only 3 games,
Yeah.
on your schedule, and now you have 8. The fact that you were able to not only double that, but on top of that, bring in an FBS opponent like that. I mean, what kind of does that say about the work that you and Alan have done, and just on top of everything, the fact that y'all were able to make this happen?
Yeah, it was really Alan and Drew. What I felt good along with for 2 months now is just they've had plan A, plan B, plan C, and plan D, and so I felt like they were out ahead of this. I felt like they've been out ahead of this everything here since spring, and so I never was worried because Alan was just great communicating. Hey, if this happens, we're going to be able to do this, and he had reached out to a lot of people and said, hey, this could happen. So he's been in the industry a long time, knows a lot of people, and so again, now I'm pushing him get us 2 more.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. So you're asking for 2 more.
Yeah.
How are those talks going right now? Obviously, the season's technically started.
Sure.
So how is that kind of looking right now?
Slow. Honestly, it's going a little slow. We've had some inquiries to go on the road again and play some FBS Power 5 schools, and I don't know if that's in our best interest right now. I know we really want another home game, so we're going to push for that home game right now and see how that goes. But hey, you never know. At some point in time, I would assume we'll do the best we can, and if it doesn't come out the way we want to, I would assume we'll probably talk to our leadership council and see, hey, what do you want to do? And maybe leave it up to them. So there's a lot that could happen here in the next 2 weeks, but we're working really hard.
You got to feel probably a little relief knowing that now you got some, that you're not going to play in the spring, and you never seem to be a big proponent of that anyway. And at least now, your spring can be a little bit whatever you consider normal these days.
Yeah, I do, Joe. The thing that we really like as a coaching staff, when we sat down and looked at it, is I think it's the 19th of this month, the NCAA gets together again and revotes on the recruiting rules. And so, we're hope they're going to give a timetable when to open up recruiting. So for us, it was number one, player safety. But then after that, it was just like, man, you think about trying to play in the spring and how that's going to affect your recruiting. So we just said, hey, let's play football in the fall. Let's get a lot of experience. Technically the kids aren't losing a year of eligibility, so we can play whoever we want. And then really get back on the recruiting trail because, I feel like we've made great strides in recruiting since we've been here. I think we're recruiting really good quality student athletes. I think our freshman class last year was really good, and so hopefully we can build on that. So it's just normalcy. Hey, let's get our 15 practices in the spring. We'll have a spring game. We'll do a junior day, all that good stuff, and then we'll get the guys out of here after finals and get them back here, late May, early June, and get ready to go.
I think just looking at this fall schedule and what you have coming up, what does that do for your recruiting just to be able to play this fall and then also just getting your name on the map with going to Virginia, Army, all these big schools? How important is that for your program?
Yeah, I think it's huge. I do think talking with recruits and their families, they're very excited that we are playing this fall. I think that says a lot to them about our leadership here and the commitment to football and the value of football. And so that's awesome. The last I checked, and Chris can chime in here, I know the Army game is set to be on national television, I think. And so, stuff like that's priceless, not just for our football program, for our university. Anytime you get on national television is a really, really big deal. And so, yeah, the guys we're recruiting, the guys that we've offered, obviously we haven't been able to bring them on campus officially, but doing everything that we can to continue to recruit those young men. And, you know, they're eager to get to campus when they can.
You have a prediction for Thursday's game?
Yes, Chiefs by 17.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.